Hey, it's Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures. And today's a DIY project. I'm here at my house, a circular driveway. I want a camera here. I have no electricity, but it's relatively close to my office above the garage. I'm going to be showing you the installation of the Soliom 2-channel solar-powered outdoor camera setup. They can be 2.4 gigahertz or 5.4 gigahertz at 5 megapixels, transmitting up to 1,300 feet, they say, and they're solar powered. So they'll run on batteries and they'll sit here. So right when you come up the driveway, I'll be able to get a really good picture of a license plate and use some advanced AI technology for that. 199 bucks. Are they any good? I have no idea, but let's find out. Let's go. Okay, let's get this bad boy unpackaged. Again, this is the Soliom 2-channel solar-powered outdoor camera setup. This should be a pretty easy install, and that's what makes it super exciting, because you're not going to have to run any network cables. I don't think it's going to have to be, each camera is going to configure 2.4, 5.4 to the base station, as I understand it, and the base station would go into your internet and whatnot. This should have some recording functionality on it as well. And of course, it will hook with native apps on the App Store for Apple or Google Play. It's a nice presentation in the box here. Let's see what is inside. The instructions, how to get the app, a little network cable for the communication box, the power adapter for the communication box, a USB-C cable, probably so you can mount it. Put this on the wall, screw holes, away you go. Solar panel, not that big, smaller than my hand, about what, 4 inches wide, maybe 5 inches wide. Second solar panel. A mounting bracket. Camera number 1. Seems nice and sealed and tight. Camera number 2. They're going to go like that, and the bracket's probably going to go somehow like that. Another bracket, mounting hardware. Look at this little tiny base station. That's kind of cool. Not a whole lot going on here. The memory card is pre-installed. That, my friends, is what you're going to get in the box. So what are my initial reactions to the camera? It has a little bit of weight to it. This is saying it's a 3K outdoor security camera. Everything seems really tight and enclosed. I assume this is where the... Yep, that's where the solar panel is going to plug in. The solar panel plugs in. It's a USB-C port, but you can also run it off of... You can charge it, I should say, on a USB-C port as well. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually plug these cameras in and begin to make sure they get a nice charge. So keep in mind, when you get these cameras, they recommend plugging them in, because it would take 7 to 8 hours to charge, and when it's fully charged and connected to the app, it's going to be solid green when charged, and it will turn off when it's fully charged. So that solid green means it's charging, and when it turns off, it will be fully charged. So the tech specs on this, 15 frames a second. The SD card can have an 8 gig to 128 gig max card. It comes with the card. I don't know what card is in it. It's going to be 2.5 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi to the base station. The solar panel is 3 watts. The battery is a 5200 mAh battery. It says standby time is 6 months. So if it's just sitting, they say 6 months, which is incredible. It can go negative 20 Celsius to, well, let's say Fahrenheit, negative 4 Fahrenheit to negative 140 Fahrenheit. And 90% of what's in here is how to configure the app. So that's pretty much a bulk of what you're going to get in this. The base station is super light, a pre-configured memory card. Let's see how many gigabytes this little card is that came with it. 32 gigabyte card provided in. You can upgrade that to 128 gigs if you need to. And then in the back of this, you're going to have your Ethernet port, which will go into your internet. And then you will have the power cable. I'm going to hook this up on a UPS, so it will have battery backup as well. Okay, so I'm back here in my media closet. I have the Soliom device powered up, plugged into the Ethernet, going into my Unify switch at this port. It does transmit, looks like at 100 megabits a second. It's not a gigabit transmission, judging by the orange light. But however your network is set up, you want that to plug in. It might go directly into like a router. I'm just using a big switch here. So I'm going to go ahead and download the app here. I'm using an Android, so this install will be on an Android device. 100K downloads, or 100 plus downloads, so not a widely used app here, it looks like, but it's what we need to use, so let's download it. Okay, I have the app downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and open it. I have to agree to the terms and conditions here, and it wants me to create an account, so I'm going to click register an account and enter my information. So I've set up the account, but I need to register. Or I need to accept it, I guess it is. So they should be sending me a thing to verify. I will click verify now. Registration is successful, so I'll go back to the app. And it says I have been verified. Now I can log in. All right, so I've logged in. It says there is no device on the page. So let's see what it suggests that I do now here. Register the account. I did all of that. Connect the home base. It will turn blue. My home base is in fact blue. And now I need to connect my phone to the same Wi-Fi router the home base is connected to, which I am. So on the home base, it wants you to hold sync down, which is right here for 5 seconds. B4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. And it's flashing blue. So on this page, you want to click add a new device. Please move your phone to the device that you want to add as possible. And it found the home base here. Connect it, power it on. Sorry, that was just saying what it wanted me to do. I did the sync. It is flashing blue. And now it's searching for that device. It found the device. Connecting to it. It's connecting. So everything's connecting now. So the base station is connecting to my home internet effectively. So it just made a noise behind me, and it is now solid blue. So I'm suspecting that means it has connected. It's looking for the cameras, but my cameras are not ready yet. So I need to wait for the camera, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do it from the camera upstairs for now. So even though I'm still letting this charge, I'm going to let it connect. It wants me to press and hold the power button on the bottom of the camera for 5 seconds. So the bottom, this is, remember what's going, it's going to mount like that. Press and hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It found it just like that, see? So it found the one camera. I'm going to do the same thing for the next camera as well. So I grab the next camera, press and hold the power button for 5 seconds, and then it should find the next camera. Now, even though these aren't fully charged, they do ship with a little bit of a charge. Look, found both of them. Both of them are found. Confirm. So this is just giving me guidance on how to install it, which I'm going to show you. And it's starting to load the video right now, detecting the signal strength. So you can see. Look at that. You can see that camera. Boom. And then you go to the next one. Boom. So just like that, you can set this camera up that quickly. Super, super easy. Next, I will work on the zones once I have the cameras mounted. But you can see, you go into the camera, it's going to be upside down, but you can also see that it's covering and giving me audio as well. And it's showing how much of the battery is charged. So just like that, installed in terms of configuration. I got to mount them, which we're going to go to next. Super impressed with how easy it was to actually configure these cameras. I mean, it took 10 minutes maybe. Now, the real test is going to be wait for them to fully charge. Then I'm going to mount them outside and see just how good they are in terms of distance and that sort of thing. Okay, let's get these cameras installed. The first thing you want to do is just figure out a good mounting location. I would actually take the camera and I would test where I'm putting it to make sure I'm getting reception. You can see I've already tested it here. I'm going to put it up on this wood to set it nice and high, just like that. And, you know, it's critical that when you're doing this, you don't just assume it's going to pick up. Open up your phone, make sure it's getting reception, and if so, you're good to go. We're going to walk through how to configure these brackets here in a second. But the second thing I did was I went ahead and I've already configured one of them, and that's going to be up here at the front of the driveway. The assembly is pretty easy. You have your main camera body, pour the little protective film off the front. This is your bracket. The bracket's going to go into the wall like so. The camera is going to slide in like so. And you're going to have, as part of some of the hardware they gave, one of these bags is going to have a little tiny nub screw, and that's what you're going to use to secure the camera. Now, I will say, if somebody wanted to yank the camera, they could. Generally, you're going to install these up high. My application's all a little bit lower for various reasons. I have lots of cameras on this property, but this little nub screw here is going to actually go in the bottom and tighten. So that's how it's going to actually secure the camera to the bracket once you actually mount the bracket. It is like 20 degrees today. My hands are like freezing. So it's going to go like that. So you mount the bracket, you slide the camera on. Once the camera is slid on, then you will do that. And the solar panel unit is just gonna go on just like so, pretty darn easy. And they give you a thumb screw that you can use to put the solar panel unit on. So then the panel would basically be going through just like so. So let me go ahead and get this other one mounted, and then I'll show you the install. Okay, I got them installed. Let's take a closer look. Again, this is the Soliom 2-channel outdoor wireless solar powered camera. Runs off a battery, solar recharges it. You can see that little nub that goes on the bracket. You can see where the solar panel screws in the top. They give you quite a bit of extra cable. I just tucked it behind there. I might box that in or something at a later date. I wanted this camera to be noticeable. I wanted this camera to be something that I can use to monitor the back gate entrance. And you get really good sun here. There's a little bit of canopy cover, just a little bit in the summer with those leaves, but I always get sun here, grass grows here, so I'm gonna wager that I will. If not, I can always move it, but I'm fairly confident I'll get good coverage there. Let's take a peek at the other camera, but to give you an idea of distance from the base station, I wasn't gonna put the base station in my office in this building. It's actually in the house, all the way over there, so it's going quite a distance to that camera. And then the other camera is up here in the front of the driveway, and I wanted it lower. I didn't want it too obnoxious. And the real goal of this camera is pick up license plates. When you come up the driveway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras all around here already. So again, the primary goal of this bad boy was to get license plates. And you can see it's right there. I put it on a little wooden pole. You get really good sun here all year. I don't know if I have an issue. You can see the sun's blasting it right now as well. Now, it may look sunny out, but it is freezing right now. It's like 20 degrees. But Robcast drive, 1, 2 seconds, it picks up. You can see there's no latency at all in the camera. You can move it, so I can move it. You can see I'm moving the camera now. Let me go a little bit closer and I'll show you. So the camera's moving left. I can also move it right. Getting a little bit of static here because I'm picking up the audio. Let me back up some. But you can see that is the setup. And it picks up audio really, really good. You can go in here and do some configurations. You can even have it track a human as they move. So if it detects a human, the camera would move to track. I've disabled that, but I think it is a pretty cool feature. So you can go into the settings of the camera. You can go to human tracking. And if you enable that human tracking, every time you move, the camera will actually move with you. You also have lots of other settings that you can play with on the camera. You can even go in, you can record things automatically, or you can go in here and enable when you leave home, so the camera will only turn on when you leave. You can disarm all the triggers. You can schedule it as well. So lots of functionality. If you only want the camera to be active when you're gone, it would do some geofencing here and basically turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and start recording. So I'm recording right now, and we're just going to kind of get an idea as I go up here what you can expect from the quality of the camera. This is typically where somebody would turn So I'll show you what that quality looks like. Let me leave now. Inspect the quality of the camera. This is typically what somebody would turn. So I'll show you what that quality looks like. Let me leave now. So overall, I'm very pleased with this camera setup. I think it's going to do exactly what I want it to do. Thumbs up Soliom, $199. We're going to see just how well this battery does in these absolutely frigid temperatures right now. Any questions, let me know in the comments. A link to purchase this is below. Have a great day, and remember, this is Jason with jamzDOTnet. Cars, DIY, and adventures. Give me a subscribe. It means a lot. Have a great day.